Yeah, come on, Petite Song. Welcome back to the Regular Guy Show with a very, 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 very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, from WWE's Hell in a Cell, here in town this weekend, Sheamus!
Sheamus! How's it going? Very, 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 very special guest. Thank you very much. That's very, very nice of you to say.
Sheamus.
Very, I appreciate it. I'm very, very, very happy to be here.
And look into my crotch, everybody. Oh, that's hot. The WWE Championship belt. What do you think, Vinny? Pretty awesome, huh?
Oh, it's awesome. Definitely.
Yeah. You wish you were in my crotch, right? I mean, the belt was...
I wish the world title, yeah.
Vinny's watering at the mouth over there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big fan of yours, Sheamus. Do not underestimate the passion that Vinny has for what you and your fellow cronies do at the... Tell us, first of all, before we get to Vinny's very investigative questions, and he's challenging. Don't let his demeanor fool you, Sheamus.
He's a huge fan. I think he knows as much about wrestling as you do.
But he's not afraid to put you on the spot, like 60 minutes.
Yeah, this is like 60 minutes. But tell us about Hell in a Cell, and like, what's the format? What's going on? It implies that you're in a cage.
Yeah, so every year we have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It's basically the Hell in a Cell match itself is pretty much one of the most brutal, physically abusing matches that in the WWE, in the history of the WWE. It was brought in with Undertaker. Back in the 90s, and it's been platform for a lot of special matches and special moments.
What makes it more brutal than previous?
Well, it's the fact that you're surrounded by I don't even know how many tons of steel, but literally when you're in there, there's no way out. You can use it as a weapon.
The cage.
So you can use the actual cell. The actual
cell as a weapon. Yeah.
Interesting.
And there's a lot more when you have a cage match literally goes around the ring, but there's space in between the cell and the actual ring. But everyone remembers the Mankind being thrown off the top of the cell by Undertaker.
Right. Oh, dude, yeah, that was like a 15-foot fall or something like that. 18 foot. Was it more?
Yeah, I think it was 20 feet. Actually.
20 feet.
You know what I'd like to see?
I know it was hot.
If I can make a suggestion.
Sure.
Can the audience see into the cell?
They can, yeah.
Okay.
They can.
I suggest getting a thinner, more aluminum gauge cell, thin, and just enclose it totally. And you just hear people slamming around.
You see little dents.
It's like a dryer. It's like a human laundry dryer, with a bunch of shoes in there.
Well, it's funny because, the action, when you hit the cell itself, it does make a lot of noise, but it's also, I was in there in 2010 with Randy Orton. I ended up getting RKO'd on the steel steps. Ugh. But it was one of the most physical matches I've ever had in my life.
Do they have sharp, pointy corners in the inside the cell?
It's steel, fella. Just steel.
Yeah,
steel all around the ring.
You know what I like?
Oh my God.
It's old school. Two men go in, one walks out, one crawls out. Or maybe gets taken out.
It's a much more professional,
hit your head.
better version of Thunderdome. Is that what you're
Yeah,
trying to say?
it's a Thunderdome. I see you in a Thunderdome, and I just want to tell you, too, I'm glad an Irishman's made it big in wrestling.
Oh, thank you very much.
What if you hit your head on a
That wouldn't last 2 minutes in that Thunderdome thing. That was in the middle of the desert, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't
You
last.
need your
You get parched.
Burst into flames in that heat.
You don't think about it. They're all
you're
parched
ginger.
when they go in there.
You're ginger, man.
Ginger, so you can't stand the sun in the Thunderdome and the heat.
Ask you a question. When you're going out in the summertime here in Atlanta, 'cause it does get pretty hot here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Do you lash a load of, do you use the spray or do you use the cream on your head? 'Cause
I use cream and I stay indoors. Because I do
cream
get,
in when you're in.
I get skin cancer. I'm a cancer survivor. Thank you, Sheamus.
Oh, don't try to throw that on him like you almost died. You didn't almost die.
I'm trying to get on his good side, man. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a little line?
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's grand. I'm wide awake.
That's the old, my grandmother's black.
Sheamus, now you've met Vinny Bucci, our special needs intern.
I have indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vinny was kind enough to meet me at the elevator.
Oh, how'd that go?
That was great.
Was he a good escort?
Yeah, it was fine. He was throwing some John Travolta shapes with that denim jacket of his.
Oh, yeah.
I do what I can.
That's all right.
Not bad.
That's all right. You're bringing back the denim. I like it. Yoshitatsu wears a lot of denim.
He does.
Yeah, a lot of denim.
I never
denim
guessed.
jeans,
Who is that,
denim
Vinny?
jacket.
He's Yoshitatsu's a professional wrestler, Asian professional wrestler.
Asia, okay.
And he doesn't strike me as a guy to wear denim, so I'm very shocked to hear that.
He wears a lot of denim. And a lot
What
of
does he
makeup.
wear? Does he wear glitter during his matches? Or what do you?
Whatever he feels like wearing that.
Well, Levi's and denim's a big deal over there in Japan. They're trying to get it.
Yeah, because they can't manufacture.
They can't do that.
Yeah. Over there for some
Denim has
reason.
just come in Japan, I think. Denim has just made it in.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Well, Sheamus.
Yoshi tells me that anyway.
Sheamus, before he asks this question, because we're going to have Vinny Bucci ask a question because he's a huge, huge wrestling fan. I'd like to know from you, Sheamus, and with Vinny and Jerry Truman here, the biggest wrestling fans as adults that I've ever known, is it possible to think and or watch too much wrestling?
Too much wrestling syndrome? Is
it possible? Because if it is possible...
You can never watch too much wrestling. You can never watch...
That's like asking us, can you listen to too much radio? I don't know that you can ask him.
And he's so excited.
The thing about it is, it's like anything else. It's just, there's so much variety what we do. It's like when you watch our shows and you go to our shows, there's so much going on. There's so much different characters. There's so many different storylines. And it's all broken up. Like I think we're on TV now. At least, we're on Monday Night Raw, USA on Mondays. We're on now, Ion now on Wednesdays.
Yeah. What about Tuesday?
For main events. And SmackDown's on Fridays, and we have to pay for you on Sundays. But I know there's a couple.
I think Tuesday would be a good wrestling day.
Well, sometimes we do live SmackDown.
Yeah.
On Tuesday.
And also you got his DVR, which is full of things you can watch over and over again. I'm just saying, Sheamus, you would agree with me as much as you love wrestling. It's been great to you. Only being able to talk about one subject at work gets a little old after a while, don't you think?
You need a bit of variety. I agree with that.
Thank you. Now, Vinny, you can ask your question.
Vinny, on that note, on that inspiring note, let's...
All right, well, the question I really want to ask Sheamus is that a lot of people, some people might know this, most people don't. If you're not a wrestling fan, you probably don't know. Before Sheamus got into the WWE, when you were in the independents, you went under a gimmick called Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. You were like the Irish Curse, and I've seen like videos of it, and I think it's a great gimmick, and I have to ask, why is it when you came to the WWE, they made you go from being Sheamus O'Shaughnessy, the Irish Curse, to Sheamus the Celtic Warrior? Why did they make you change the gimmick, or was it your decision?
You became a good guy.
Well, I started off as a bad guy. No, I think that the O'Shaughnessy thing, I think they just thought it was just a little bit too much, too kind of like Irishy, you know what I mean? Too Irish. It was like Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. Okay, we get it. He's Irish. Right? You know what I mean? Like,
did you get letters from Irish groups complaining that it was too Irishy? Or?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, they actually complained it was too Irish.
I didn't read them.
It was over Irish. They were,
it was cool. Like, but I don't know. That's probably what they thought. They just gave me Sheamus, and that's what they felt.
I don't like the fact they call you the Great White Sheamus, because I mean now there's no way you can even get a tan. You can't even go get a spray tan if you wanted. And calling you the Great White, I'm like, you got to stay pale.
It's pressure. I'm ruined, right?
Yeah, you're ruined.
Yeah, never
stereotyped. I'm in that category now. I can't get out.
And I will tell you, we've had him in here a few times. The guy you're wrestling for the World Championship,
Big Show.
Disco Inferno. Oh.
No, the Big Show. You remember the guy who's our hands just? I mean, that's a big boy.
His hand was bigger than my entire skull.
Yeah.
And I feared him.
Yeah, people actually.
I wouldn't really mess with him.
Forget how big he is.
He is.
No pun intended.
Sheamus, my advice to you: just quit. I know you have this belt and it's impressive.
I mean, you look good. You go into movies. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, you're better looking than him.
Just quit while I'm ahead. Well, I'll tell you, he is, like, honestly, I'll be honest, my whole career, I've bar one or two people, like Mark Henry maybe, but I've literally been, when I'm in there, I'm normally throwing people around the ring. Like, I'm the guy who's normally beating people up and, slinging them across the ring. But with Big Show, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be the crash test dummy this Sunday. He's, as I said, he's over 7 foot. He's over 500 pounds, and he's just unbelievable. When you're standing in front of him, you kind of forget how big he is.
Yeah.
Even when going through Atlanta Airport, for example, which we do all the time, but you'll see him walking. You'll see him in the distance, and people are just stopping and just like.
What the hell?
Like Godzilla, you know what I mean? It's like Godzilla, but everyone's
how does he fly?
Taking pictures of
he has to get first class, of course, but even that, I don't think is sufficient.
Two seats. Yeah, he's got to get two.
He barely fits in the first class seats.
Was he lying with the luggage?
I've seen him in the seat though before. We actually in the first class seat where he's actually bending over to the right so his head doesn't hit the thing.
Wow,
that's so big.
And there's no going to the bathroom until they land.
No,
can you imagine that dude trying to stand in one of those things?
I didn't even know he was still flying because I actually read once that he actually uses a tour bus now because he can't fit on airplanes.
Yeah, he's got a bus, but some of the routing we have to do is just you have to go. Like there's no way you could drive it, even with a driver. You'd have to. You do have to go through a lot of airports, especially when you leave your house. When we're flying into the town, that's normally where you'll take the first flight. But overseas and everything as well, it's just crazy. But he literally is the largest man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And this Sunday I got to take him on a Hell in a Cell for the World Heavyweight Championship, and the odds are pretty much stacked against me. But I'm pretty sure I've been stretching a lot, and I think I can get my bro kick up over 7.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question. You think you'll be able to hit him with it? Because a lot of people are doubting it.
Yeah, I'm watching Swan Lake, man. I've been doing some good stretches, ballet stretches here. You know what I mean? Trying to get that past that sticking point, and I'm fairly confident now that Yeah, I've been trying to kick the ceiling in the house, and
listen, you just invoke your ginger power, and you're going to win.
There you
I have
go.
a feeling.
Damn
Seamus,
right.
Seamus, great to talk to you, sir.
Thank you
a
very
pleasure
much.
meeting you.
Before I go, though, of course, because it came all the way to Atlanta just, to see you guys and promote the pay-per-view. CM Punk, the Hell in a Cell match will be CM Punk against Ryback. Ryback is undefeated. He's been literally just mauling everybody for the last 6 months. We'll be taking on Punk for the WWE Championship. That's a big match. And, of course, also Kofi Kingston, Miz for the Intercontinental Championship, and Randy Orton, Alberto Del Rio. So it's going to be a great pay-per-view, a great show. Every time we come to Phillips Arena, every time we come to Atlanta, we have a great crowd, a great audience. So it's going to be one of those nights to remember. I can feel it, and I know everybody's going to be excited, and everyone's going to.
Yeah, we've had the Raw and the SmackDown, but we've never had Hell in a Cell.
No, we had Mania, Royal Rumble. It's and this is going to be a different flavor, but it's going to be just as brutal.
Yeah. Sunday night
is the Regular Guy Show.
All right, Phillips Arena is where you can see the pay-per-view. Say hello to Vinny Bucci if you can during the pay-per-view. Can you look at the
seats? Did you?
No, I don't have ringside seats. I'd like some, but I'm in the upper deck.
Oh,
upper deck.
Yeah,
he's an upper decker
guy.
That's disgusting.
I've never let you into my house.
Yeah, now you have ringside seats, Vinny.
All right, coming up next.
All right. Coming up on the news sprint, we'll get you up to date on the presidential contest.
TRG Rock.
Petite Song, welcome back to the Regular Guy Show. Something just happened. Vinny, what just happened? You're all like jacked up. These two, Vinny and Jerry.
His head's red.
Yeah, they came exploding into the room with, and they're giving fist pumps and they're going crazy.
It looked like Christmas morning to me.
Yeah, what happened, kids? Special needs intern Vinny Bucci, what happened?
Well, I was just excited to have met Sheamus, and and then we were told we needed to come back into the studios. That's why we're racing back.
No.
Why did we tell you?
You're burying the lead.
Yeah.
What are you excited about?
Excited about WWE Hell in a Cell.
All right, Mr. Literal, you were in the nosebleeds and somebody handed you something. What did you
Yes.
Is that true, Vinny?
Yes.
Here's what I heard. I don't know why you're not telling me this.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you're hiding. It's not illegal.
He's not a trained broadcaster like you.
The guy from WWE, is this right? He said, "You want ringside tickets, kid? Here," and he handed you asked on
I
air.
have 2 ringside tickets to WWE Hell in a Cell in my hands right now.
That's huge.
In your hands.
Yes.
He just handed them to you.
Well, you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
asked him on air, and he said no, and the guy just whipped him right out of his coat. Here you go.
Holy! Let me see those.
I got them right here.
Let me see these. I want to make sure
Just
they're not-
hold them.
So, why is Jerry Truman excited? Obviously, you're going to take a date.
Yeah.
Are you taking a chick?
go.
That's a good question.
Actually, that's not even the dilemma I have. The dilemma is that I had tickets in the upper deck. Now I got to tell the 3 people that I was going with. What am I going to do?
Oh, shucks.
You're going to let the
That's
others
the only
take...
dilemma I got. Other than that, I'm cool. I got ringside
Vinny, I
tickets.
can help you with this because I get a lot of free tickets and stuff. What you got to do is bring a friend down, and then they go up and they swap, and then they go down and they swap. So you stay in your seat and let them kind of exchange.
Experience it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why
The
not?
swappy game.
Genius.
Yeah, the swappy
Who
game.
who is Jerry going?
He told me he didn't want to go.
Oh, you didn't want to go.
I have to. Unless you want.
Ringside.
Oh, now I got ringside tickets.
Wait a minute. What
Oh,
are
I
you
see how it
saying?
is.
Jerry, what are you saying now?
Stay your ass
You
at
said
home,
you didn't want to
Jerry.
go now that he has ringside seats.
Actually, it's up to Vinny's decision if he wants to bring me or not. 'Cause I don't want to cramp on the guy.
Hey, you are the co-host of the wrestling podcast. I don't know how you can't be there.
It's time for another episode of Passive Aggressive Rain Man. Holy cow, that was something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Vinny, if he wasn't going, I'd do the swappy thing and bring friends down and let them all experience it with you.
You don't know if he's
leave.
going to let him go. That's what I want to know.
Are you going to bring a chick? This is an opportunity for a chick.
Definitely, yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
I had a chick in the group that was going with me. One of them was a girl.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
really?
all going to do
One
it
was a girl,
afterwards.
and then there was two of my friends.
What was the point of that? To all try to get in her pants, or
Well, no, we were just all wrestling fans, so we're gonna go.
she's a wrestling fan?
She's a wrestling fan, yes.
Oh, are you attracted to her?
Yes.
Have you been out with her?
A couple times.
Oh, okay. How'd it go?
It went pretty well.
Yeah. Like, where'd you go?
We just went out to a bar and hung out.
She works the register at Costco. They're a great couple. It's going to work out.
No, she works at Lowe's. They fight a lot.
Yeah, that would suck if she worked at Lowe's.
Does your mom
Orange and blue
leave
and mixed.
Does your mom leave the house a lot, or anybody? I mean, do you get the house to yourself at times?
I never get the house to myself, even though my mom.
No,
my
I
mom
mean in
right
Iron
now,
Lung.
my mom's out of town. She's visiting my dad.
Well, dude, time for a party.
She's
Here's the thing.
Wait,
I
Mama
would throw a
Bucci.
party if my grandmother wasn't in the house.
Oh.
She's the reason I I don't throw parties, honestly.
The
grandmother.
I gave her $20 to babysit the Vinny and Jerry.
You know, is she in an iron lung?
No, that's me.
No, she doesn't have a car anymore. We took away her keys.
Well, give your grandmother some NyQuil or something and knock her out.
Why'd you, knock her out and then have a party, Vinny.
Give her some Benadryl.
What is she going to do if she catches you having a party?
She's going to say, keep it down 50 million times. I'm going to have to punch her.
Keep it down in there.
She's a major pain.
In there, you little bastard.
I know it's a mean thing to say about your grandmother, but she's a major pain.
Is she mean?
No, she's not mean. She's just annoying.
Like, what does she do that's so annoying?
Well, she forgets 90% of the conversations we have. She has
Before you go to bed, get in here and shave off my corns.
She has a habit of losing things and accusing my brother of stealing them.
He stole them, didn't he?
Yeah.
He stole my tampons.
You don't use them anymore.
Well, I have to because I leak.
Does she like Jerry Truman?
Yes, she does like
I
Jerry.
don't like colored people.
Oh, wow.
Well, he's a friend.
Well, now, there's a reason her license was taken away.
Yes.
And what was that reason?
Well, she kept getting lost coming home a lot. What happened was,
where do I live?
It used to be like she would be like a couple blocks away, but one time she was going down to the Publix, which is literally 15 minutes from my house.
Okay.
2 hours later, I get a phone call from the Georgia police saying that my grandmother is in Rome, Georgia.
Oh, boy.
Somehow she went from the Publix all the way to Rome, Georgia.
I like their beats better.
Now my mom and I have to drive all the way to Rome, Georgia, pick her up, bring her back, and then get the car.
Let me just stimulate.
Yeah,
Eric, you didn't live it. He lived it.
I lived it.
Yeah, you're reliving it.
I'm living it now.
Yeah. Let us stipulate that even though Alzheimer's is a terrible, terrible thing, sometimes it's funny as hell.
And we don't know that we don't know that this is clinical.
Yeah, we
She
don't.
may just be absolutely.
All right, well, so that's what I'm saying is that if that's the condition she's in, Steve's right. A little bit of NyQuil, and she doesn't even know what's going on. She doesn't even know where she lives right now. Right?
Boom, boom, out go the lights.
You need a party. You need a good makeout party.
Why is that black fella lifted up my dress?
Or have somebody, you know what? Have somebody take her down to the Moose Lodge and let her play bingo.
Yeah, the Moose Lodge.
Yeah. I'm sure there's one right around the corner.
There is at East Point.
Kiwanis.
Enjoy.
R-G.
Vinny, congratulations. That was nice.
It was.
You did a good job interviewing him, too, I will say.
Thank you.
So Sheamus gave him some ringside seats. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So
What's up next?
Calls from the general public.
Calls from the public general. The publis, as I call them.
Mm-hmm.
That's plural. That's you people with whatever topic, whatever suits your fancy.
Well, it has to be interesting.
Yes, of course. If it's not interesting, we'll just hang up. And Deborah, who's a staunch screener advocate, will not let terrible conversationalists call in. But should they do, we'll hang up on them. Good conversationalists receive a prize, including regular guys' spectacular tickets featuring Gary Lewis and the Jew Boys, AC/DC tribute band Back in Black, and Ass Like a Baconator.
Hell's Bells.
And Hell's Bells.
Awesome.
404-741-ROCK, ROCK, 7625 is the number. If you have a red flag, a relationship question for Southside Steve, then by all means call in. We'll take your calls from the general public next.
TRG.